Alright guys, so we have a little problem today. We forgot our GoPro, and today we're going to be out on this balcony starting with the joisting. We're going to do all pressure treated material. One other thing that we have to take care of first is do a little bit of math. So right now, our floor has 1 1/4 inch slope. We have to come up on the floor right underneath our threshold, and our floor, our finished product, is going to be 1 inch thick. So we have to calculate minus 1 inch, so our floor will even out with the threshold. We've got to calculate the thickness back here, and we've got to add our 1 1/4 inch. Right, so we went ahead, got our tape, and we're looking at 4 1/8 right under our threshold. So again, remember, our floor material is 1 inch thick. We're gonna have to subtract 1 inch from that 4 1/8, and then calculate our 1 1/4 inch slope going down towards this backside. Nothing too complicated. Just gotta take all those little things into account. All right, so once we have our calculations finalized, it's time to go ahead and rip everything down. We went ahead and did that. We marked our 2x6 pressure treated material 3 1/8 on one side and 4 5/8 on this back side. Again, remember, we have 1.5 inch slope. I think I might have said 1 1/4 inch earlier, but 1.5 inch. All right, so after going back and calculating our measurements, we found out that under our threshold, we are 4 1/8 off of the ground. What we're gonna do next is calculate the 1.5 inch. I think I previously had said 1 1/4 inch. Slope going towards the outside was actually 1.5 inch. So we're gonna take off the inch from our inch material. We're gonna do 3 1/8 on the back side, just like so, 3 1/8, and add our 1.5 inch down at the end, giving us a total of 4 5/8. Some people do this a little differently. I'm gonna show you guys how we do it. In my hands, I have an EPDM, so our treated material doesn't touch the ground. We're gonna put in a rubber that's about 1/4 thick. That'll raise our joists, so our material is not just sitting in the water whenever it rains. That'll help keep the water flowing underneath our joists, making our material last a little longer. And let's get it. So we're gonna lift up these bad boys, and we'll peel these so that the sticky part actually sticks up to our joists. But we're just gonna lift them up like so, slide them right under. That's it, baby. That'll keep us nice and protected from the water for a longer time. These circles are actually what face the rubber flooring, and these keep the water flowing underneath our joisting without touching our wood, giving us more life. And this sticky part gets attached to our joist. So that kind of just helps lift our pressure treated material off of the joist. Now let's start installing some floor, baby. Look at that beautiful view. Cannot beat that. Hey, good morning guys. Today we're back at the deck. We are installing our wood floor with our TimberTech clips that are coming in handy. These are solid boards, so we have to make our groove with a domino tool from, I believe, FESTOOLS. Could be wrong, don't quote me on that. I'll name it down here later. But yeah, we've never used that tool. Kind of seems a little easy, not too complicated, just a little time consuming on making sure that we get our grooves perfect onto our joist. Just got to make sure it lines up, and nothing much to it. It's just a little time consuming. Alright guys, here's a little preview of how our domino tool works. Nothing much to it, just gotta line it up with our board on our marks of where our joist was at, and push it in, and makes our groove nice and smooth for our clip to go into. Now, to prevent from having a screw in the middle of the air, we measure, cut our board, and lay it down where it's going to be screwed onto. We make a mark, use our fisk tool, and then we make sure that our groove is going to be perfectly on center so our screw can tie down onto that joist and get us nice and secure. Hey, it's pretty windy up here on the deck, man. Look at the beautiful view on this windy day up here on the deck. I'm feeling a little unsafe because there's no rail behind me, but we're out here installing some deck flooring. Ooh. Let's get it. Alright guys, so on hand we have our bow wrench. This thing doesn't come out of storage too often, but when it does, it comes in nice and handy. So this pretty much just allows us to squeeze our board up against our clip all throughout the deck, giving us a nice consistent eighth. Maybe our board wasn't horribly warped on this one, but anything that you can do to get them nice and tight up against the clip will make a huge difference. Trying to save the energy and time of another person having to use a claw bar, clamping it down to the joist and pulling it back. So I kind of like it, man. We've used this thing for about 1.5 years now and it works miracles. And there she is doing that thing, man. Look at that bow wrench working. Miracles. Yeah. We ran into an issue of a different kind here. We gotta do the opposite thing. Instead of closing in with our bow wrench, we gotta open it up. So we're gonna use our handy claw bar to get the trick done, just like that. Alright, on the ends we run into a little bit of a problem. We can't get the board under the threshold and onto our clip. So we're going to go ahead and use our grinder to cut the tip of our clip off. And then we'll go back on our boards, do a pre-drill, that way they don't crack. And we'll install our stainless steel screws, baby. Look at that. It's coming along. Alright, so 2 pretty bad things happened yesterday. We forgot our GoPro camera and our FESTOOLS Domino overheated and it broke. So earlier this morning we had only done maybe 2 lines and today we continued everything down. We're about to wrap it up. We just got one more little trim piece that we got to rip down and it'll conclude the job for now. Alright, so on this job we actually tried to do a picture frame border around our floor. So that's why we're going ahead and cutting our floor on the ends after we had chalk lined it. That way we get our border piece nice and straight on the outside. And then we're going to go ahead and cover our band, so our pressure treated material, with the same oak floor that we used for our decking. Alright guys, well now that we have finished up our floor, well part of our floor, our centerpieces, now we have to finish up our border. And we got to screw in our band. We only nailed her down and we're going to have to pre-drill and drill with our stainless steel once again. Again, we always pre-drill just so we don't crack our wood. This is natural wood that's going to be out and exposed, so with the weathering, the sun, it will tend to crack. We like to have a little bit of an overhang over our band on the outside. That way the water doesn't drip directly onto it. But here we're making sure that we are an inch out and then screwing our board right in the middle of it. So we're coming in another 3/8 on our 3/4 board. Woo, and there she is, baby! We finished up our oak wood flooring, and well, now it's just time for them to get the rails in here, a little stain on our boards, and she'll be ready to go. Woo-wee. And she is looking an absolute beauty. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Here is our finished oak wood flooring on our deck. Man, I'd be lying if I said it didn't look beautiful. You can't even see our clips. Let's see. One of our clips is right here. Those TimberTech clips are something. Look at that. I don't see a single clip. And not just because it's on camera. I can zoom you guys in. It's almost invisible to the eyes, but there she is. She is definitely secured and strapped onto our joist. And there you guys have it. There's our natural oak wood finish deck.